Good morning to you. My name is Malik Paget, and welcome to another edition of the Morning Motivational Moment. It's always great to be seated with you in this virtual experience. This podcast I like to consider like a virtual experience where we're like all gathered around on the sofa just discussing ideas. It's kind of like a virtual sofa. It is a virtual sofa because this is a place where we can relax and be ourselves and just share like only friends would know how to do that. So like I said, my name is Malik Paget, and you can always reach me at 305-747-1051. That's 305-747-1051. I am in Miami, Florida to be specific. And I came to Miami for a reason, because when I originally came, and that was because I wanted my soul to connect with the beauty of nature. Miami is beautiful nature. Obviously, there's interesting people everywhere that you go, but I made a decision. I'm here for those reasons that have to do with weather, climate, although we are in a state of climate concern, climate catastrophe. We see weather warming all around the world. So, how does that tie with our responsibility in the earth? Do we have a responsibility to the earth, to take care of the earth that was given to us, that was leased to us, that is not ours to keep, it is ours to use and borrow? And in this time and space that we're on this earth and we're borrowing the land, how are we reserving the land? I never forget how the Indians would say how when other groups came to their native land, how they destroyed the earth, because the water, the ground, that was the sky, that was a spiritual reverencing moment or a moment of reverence for the native people. And other people that had no concern would just come to the land and do whatever they felt, destroy the waterways, destroy the earth, destroy the skies. And the natives had a problem with that because they realized the land in itself was spiritual. And they realized there was connections to the earth that had a spiritual meaning. There was connections to the skies, the waters, the air that had a spiritual meaning. And for some other groups, many different groups, they didn't have that same spiritual balance. So they just laughed it off as the stupid, ignorant, uneducated natives. But in fact, the natives were brilliant, are brilliant. And their brilliancy lives on today in many different facets, now that we're now recognizing the significance of spirituality and how it ties to the land around us. And so I want to tie that moment of how we consider other groups into biases. Bias, I'm writing a book called Unintentionally Biased and Exposed. And the title is longer than that, but the main point of the topic, unintentionally biased and exposed, is about how we have explicit bias and implicit bias. We know explicit bias is that bias where you just know you just don't like someone or something, or many reasons why you have explicit bias that you are fully aware of. But then there's that explicit bias that feels that we could be better than someone according to where they're from, who they are, the racial or ethnic composite, or the religion. Bias can just continue to go on and on and on and rear its ugly head. So let's talk about, how the earth is to be conserved, how we're supposed to conserve the earth and protect Mother Earth because Mother Earth is nurturing. Mother Earth has provided for all of us. We are all children of this Mother Earth. And our biases in correlation to how the early settlers viewed the natives as being less than. So I want to encourage all of us to be aware of our biases, especially the implicit bias, the bias that you don't know you have, or you don't acknowledge that you have, or you don't know at what capacity you really do have it. Take note, because bias is a killer. It's a silent killer. It has a way of making us believe that we are better than, There's something about who we are that we have the patent to life. We have the patent to happiness. We have the patent to joy. We have the patent to help others come up to a place of their own self-realization, because we have the key. That's ego. And ego can translate into a bias that is unhealthy. Ego is unhealthy. I don't know. Is all bias wrong? I don't know. I just know the bias that I'm familiar with is wrong. Because anytime that you feel that you have the key, you have the answers, whether you're aware of the fact that you give off that persona, is wrong. And so I challenge all of us to go inside. Remember, all the keys to everything you need is not above, it's not to the left, it's not to the right, it's not below you, it's inside of you. You came fully equipped from the factory, having everything that you would ever need. All you have to do is go inside. And when you go inside, check for that place of implicit bias. Be objective instead of subjective. Subjective says it's me. It's my point of view. It's my perspective only. But objective gives you a chance to take another perspective, to reflect. How often do you reflect? While you're meditating, that's why meditation is so good, because when you're praying, it's you talking to your creator, but when you're meditating, it's your creator then talking to you, because when you're talking, you can't hear. And when you do meditate, that is a moment and a time of reflection, because that is when the universe, source, God, creator, whatever you call that intimate spiritual creation that created us, that is when you can reflect, and that is when the creator can then talk to you through meditation. Slow it down. Put some soft music on like we have right now. Sit back and just thank the creator for the goodness, for everything that you have. Humility is everything. Gratitude is everything. Love is everything. Peace, joy, happiness comes from a state of humility. And it is everything. And I challenge you. To reach in and grab the humble place inside of you. And on our closing note today, because these are just tidbits and moments of where we really give. It's a place where we really give the best to who we are, and we acknowledge that we too have to reflect, go inside, be objective about ourselves. Be objective about ourselves. We don't have all the answers. Let's be objective. Let's be fair, and acknowledge that we are all on this journey together. We are different places in the journey, but it's the same journey. Reflect. Reflect. And on that note, have yourself an incredible day. Really, have yourself an incredible day, because this day is the day that you make it. It can either be incredible or something less than incredible, but make it an incredible day, because I am happy to know that there's people on the other side of this microphone that feel the same way as I do, and that is that we create the energy into the environment. We are the captain of our ships. We are the author of our life story. So write a good book. Write a great book. Write an inspirational book about your life. And let your life be the best seller ever. Anyway, on that note, I love you. And I thank you for loving me. I'm humbled and grateful for those that love me. Because love is the greatest gift you could ever give anyone. And it definitely sustains, it heals, it delivers, it sets free. Love heals, sets free, delivers. It liberates people. Love is liberating. So thank you for liberating me with your love, as I too send you love and light your way. My name is Malik Padgett. You can always reach me at area code 305-747-1051. It's an honor. And thank you for joining me on this virtual sofa today for another motivational moment in time, because this is the time. This is the moment. Thank you.